This video is going to be about how the gym changed my fucking life. In this picture right here, weighed about 130 pounds. It's actually in Mac Miller's studio, which is fucking crazy, but I always just felt like a fucking skeleton. You know, I started getting more insecure about my body, more insecure about the way I look. I think a big part of success is feeling very comfortable and good about yourself in your own skin. And I just decided to that I wanted to change, you know? I wanted to look different, feel different. And I met my boy Ab in the gym here in Virginia, and I just started going crazy. I ended up going from 130 pounds to about 160. I did my first bulk, was lifting as heavy as possible all the time, sleeping as much as I could. And when I started weighing about 161, 162, I decided to go back to LA, and that was an L. You know, I ended up not having a kitchen. I ended up not having access to certain things I needed, and I ended up just losing my gains, losing control, wasn't locked in, wasn't focused. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because a lot of people lose a lot of weight, and I see that all the time, like fitness journeys, fitness transformations that lose a lot of weight. And you know, there's both sides of the spectrum, for lack of terms. You know, there's people that don't feel good because they're fat, and the same on the other side. There's people that don't feel good about themselves because they're too skinny. And I was one of those people, and you know, I still feel that way to this day. You know, I'm starting to feel a little bit better about myself, but you know, we all have goals in life, and we gotta really put our best foot forward to execute them, and you know, be around the right people and stay disciplined in order to fulfill those goals. So the main thing I really wanted to say as a hard gainer like myself is, you know, I don't love food. I don't have a great relationship with food. So, you know, I'm not the type of person that is like in awe about their food, like taking videos of their plate, like looks forward to eating this meal, or like, I don't know, I don't really care about it that much. Like I could go probably a few days at a time without eating, or if I did eat, it would just be a very small portion. And I lived like that for a long time, out in LA, just raging, like I just didn't care. But now the goals are a little bit different, you know. In order to obtain something that you want, you gotta kind of act different. So since I got back to Virginia, I came here at about 144 pounds, and we're almost at 160 again. So, you know, 16-pound difference. I'm starting to feel a lot better about myself. But the goal really is, you know, 180s, 185, 190. I really want to see how my frame sits around that size. And here's how we're going to do it. Number one, we got to make sure our macronutrients is on point. You know, proteins, calories, carbs, fats, water as well. You know, hydration is very important in this. The calories is going to be, you know, for myself, I got a crazy metabolism. So I'm trying to get my calories anywhere I can get them. I'm trying to stay away from sugar, of course. It's not that good for the gains, but my boy Brandon will tell you we have a similar metabolism, and this man looks like a fucking G. You know, he can go to 220 to 180 and stay cut, and you know, this man eats fucking like shit. So it just depends on, you know, your metabolism. It depends on your goals. It depends what you got going on in your life. It depends on your funds. Some people can have meal prep and dial it in perfectly, and some people, you know, gotta smash some pizzas and some ice cream to get it done. And you know, as long as you feel all right, you know, you're not filled with acne and feeling like a slug, you know, get it how you live, player. Fucking get the shit done. But so we gotta make sure our macros are on point. For myself, it's around 220 to 250 grams of protein per day. It's around 3,500 to 4,000 calories per day. The protein is like the building blocks you need. So it's like the bricks, the wood, the nails, the screws. The calories is like the workers, you know. The calories is gonna build the house, and the protein is the materials that you need. The carbs is gonna be the energy that you need to work out hard. You know, today I had a decent pump, but I felt really depleted. And if I would have ate, you know, a box of mac and cheese, like some pasta, some ramen noodles like Sam, or some bread, some really pasta, like an hour before the gym, I would have lifted a lot heavier today. So it really just varies on your goal, your metabolism. Some people need to be at a caloric deficit, some need to be at a caloric surplus, and some need to be at a caloric, maintenance level. So, just figure out what you're trying to do and, take note of it. Something I tell all my homies is, look, you don't have to track this shit forever, but you need to know what's going into your body. So you could download an app like MyFitnessPal, and you can see, if you track your macros for a week, you'll kind of have a general gauge of what you're eating. I didn't know anything about macros or what I was putting into my body prior to doing that. So it gave me like an understanding, like, all right, this steak is this much protein, is this much calories. And so it gave me a general idea and a gauge of, portion size, or I know that this is going to affect my body in a certain way. And the next thing, man, you gotta lift heavy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get out of your comfort zone, stop pushing them 20s. And each week, try to go up by 5 or 10 pounds. Don't hurt yourself. Make sure your form is on point. This is something that, I was struggling with in the beginning, and a lot of people do in the beginning is, their form's sloppy. My boy Brandon yells at me all the time. He's like, man, adjust that shit. So continuously improving on it, but make sure, you're pushing yourself. Make sure you're struggling. Make sure you're hitting failure after 8 to 10 reps. Once again, each person has different goals, but for mine, I realized that if I lift heavier and rest more, I was going to the gym 7 days a week, 6 days a week. And it's great and all when you have time to sleep and when you have time to eat and prioritize it. But when you're working and you're filming and you're editing and you got all this shit going on, I started taking more rest days and I'm starting to see more results faster. So it just depends, you just gotta figure it out. But the main thing is, man, get started and get around some people that are really gonna be locked in with you and help you. When I first got here, I really didn't know what I was doing, but I went up to my boy Ab and I was like, bro, help me, trade him something, provide some value for him, whatever it takes, man. If you gotta pay a fucking trainer, do that. If you gotta watch a video like this, do that. If you need my help, fucking DM me, whatever it takes, man. Get in that gym. Get locked in. This shit's not gonna be super easy and it's not gonna be quick. So, anything in life worth having is not easy to obtain. So, and it shouldn't be. That's a common misconception everyone has. Like, they think getting this money is gonna be easy, getting the girl of your dreams is gonna be easy, making these gains is gonna be easy. But in all reality, this is what gives it the most value, is that it took us years to build. I can look in the mirror and finally be proud of myself and how I look, and that's what I'm really chasing. When I go out to dinner with my girl or go out to dinner with my family, I just want to feel good, and I want them, to know, like, damn, that's our homie, that's our man right there. We can't be little skinny guys and shit. And that's another thing I really love about it is, you could have all the money in the world, you could be a billionaire, but if you're walking in like a shrimp, you got to validate yourself with the right things. And I like to validate myself with hard work, and this is something that can't be bought. Obviously, you could be on steroids or something and it'll give you an upper hand, but even people on steroids got to really work hard for this and be disciplined with their meals and disciplined with their actions. So come up with a goal, take some fucking screenshots of how you want to look, fucking find some influencers that you're like, damn, like, it's like a vision board, find things that you want to have in life, whether it be your physique, your mind, your whatever it is, your car, your house, find it, and for lack of terms, manifest it, work towards it is a better example. But yeah, man, start working towards these things because this shit is gonna take years, I tell my cousin all the time, he don't want to hear me, but he's 18 years old, and all the 18-year-old homies, the younger homies and shit, like, man, by the time you're my age, you could have it all. But are you going to stay locked in? Are you going to do what it takes? Are you going to stay disciplined? Or are you just going to be out there smoking and drinking all the time? Like, come on, man. You got fucking 9 years on me right now. You're 9 years ahead of me if you're watching this and you're 18 years old. So use that time super wisely, Fucking message someone like me and ask them, what is something you would do different? What's something you would start sooner? How would you go about the next 5 to 10 years? Obviously, I'd say, have fun in your youth because I had the best times. But at the same time, you could start implementing these actions, start implementing these disciplines, and you can make it, a whole lot quicker than me and my homies. Just have a divine balance of everything. Have a good time, but also get started on these shits, man. Get started on understanding your macros. Get started on lifting these weights and getting in here. Get started on fucking creating that business that's gonna bring you some extra income. Fail faster. Just fail faster, bro. Come in here and fucking, just get destroyed, bro. Fucking, this is one of the best things I've ever done to regulate the way I feel. Try it out. Don't knock it. If you're knocking it, fuck you. We got shit to do, baby. Come on.